Nissan's got a Rogue, Honda's got a CR-V, and we've got a RAV4. My name's Aiden with Upper James Toyota, and today I'm going to be taking a deep dive look into a fully loaded RAV4 Limited to see if it's worth the dollar. All right, so let's take a close-up look onto a 2024 RAV4 Limited. Now, this being a fully loaded RAV4, I want to answer the question, is it worth the dollar compared to other competitors on the current market right now for a full-sized 5-passenger SUV? Now, looking at the front end of a RAV4 Limited, it will look a little bit different than the other trim levels you can also get in a RAV4. We're going to start on the front grille. It's got this interesting chrome bezeled silver or gunmetal polished front grille, which is only on this kind or this trim level of a RAV4. Put that up with your nice LED projector headlamps and LED fog lights. Now those are on some different trim levels as well, but on this one, you're going to be getting every single last feature possible on a RAV. Now, one on the front end that you will not be getting in the other models are going to be down below. You're going to be getting these little dots here on both ends of your front bumper, and those are for your front parking sensors. This is the only RAV that comes with front parking sensors. So if that's something you're looking for, if you're driving into the city, or you just want that for everyday peace of mind, maybe this trim level is worth it for you. Now, taking a closer look onto the side profile of a 24 RAV4 Limited, one thing you're going to be noting, you'll be getting standard from the factory 19-inch alloys. Now, they will be finished in full silver. And if you saw one of my previous videos comparing the new Camry to an IS300, I will tell you that for my personal liking, I'm not a fan of a full silver rim. I would like it to be more gunmetal or maybe even black, which the gunmetal is offered on a hybrid version of a Limited RAV. And if you're gonna give me those two options, I will be taking those rims instead of these ones, but that's just for the color. The actual look and layout of the wheel, I actually think looks pretty good on this vehicle. You guys can let me know down below in the comments. Now, looking onto the side profile of this specific RAV we have here now, this does have included from the factory body side moldings, which is typically an additional fee you would be paying as a Toyota genuine accessory. All this basically does is when you're opening your door, instead of a door damaging, if it ever hit this door, the full panel, it would only be dinging this small little line or this strip of plastic, which you can peel off and it color matches your paint. And in this case, color is going to be featured as Blueprint, which is our dark metallic blue, which I think is one of my favorite colors we offer in our lineup. Not too sure if you guys have seen the color in person, but it definitely lightens up in the sunshine and gets a little bit darker in the nighttime, so I'm a huge fan of it. Okay, so if you're looking onto the door handles for the side profile of a RAV4, this is one thing that's different on this vehicle versus the other trim levels that we offer, is that all of them are coming with this silver chrome piece along all 4 door handles. What this basically means is that with the key in your hand or in your pocket, in your purse or in a bag, you can basically lock and unlock the vehicle from any door handle. So it's got all 4 door handles as a smart key access system, making it very, very easy for you and your family to jump in and out. Hey guys, I know you guys are enjoying the video, but please do not forget to like and subscribe so we can become the #1 Toyota YouTube channel on earth. Now, taking a closer look onto the rear of the Limited RAV4, another way you can actually tell if this is a Limited versus any other model is that this little silver strip is going to be standard on any color that you get. So the only color that it really blends in for is going to be silver. Everything else, it's still going to have this little accent on the rear. I'm not really too sure why they did that. It's just a small thing Toyota has done. And then the obvious one you could look at is that in the bottom right corner, it'll be saying Limited all-wheel drive, because all the new RAVs that are gas come standard as all-wheel drive. Now, this is the only thing on the back that is not going to be genuine from the factory. It is going to be an accessory we have added from Toyota, which is blacked out badging. So they basically took your RAV4 emblems, your Toyota emblem, Limited, and the all-wheel drive logo, made it from chrome into a matte black, which I actually think looks pretty cool. You can't really tell the big difference on this only because it's a dark vehicle, but if you put this on, say, a silver, a red, or a white, obviously it would pop a little bit more. Now, getting into the trunk, super simple. You push the button, the trunk trunk will come up for you very, very simply. Now, into the back of the vehicle, one thing you'll be noting, and I'll be showing you more on the inside, is that here's your JBL subwoofer in the rear. This is the only RAV4 that comes standard with JBLs, which sound phenomenal in my opinion. And if you're someone who likes to listen to music, it doesn't even have to be loud music, but just a nice bassy, clear tones for the radio, any songs you're playing, any podcast, this could be the trim level you're looking for to achieve that nice audio system. Now, into the trunk, a couple things that are standard from the factory, which some people do not know. On a limited RAV, a cargo liner is standard, as well as your tunnel cover or your privacy cover, which just retracts like this and goes back very, very simply, as well as this little bag right here. It's not out right now, but it's a cargo net. So basically all that does, it clips into these little clips, which you can see two on the back, which are just silver or chrome. And what that basically does, it provides a little net in the trunk that has an elastic. So if you throw any groceries, stuff you don't want to be, swinging around as you're driving, you can throw stuff in there, which is very, very convenient. And the last feature that I love on this vehicle, and it's only offered on this trim level for a gas RAV4, is going to be your automatic tailgate with the kick sensor. So a couple other models have that, like our Sienna, for example, and some of our other larger SUVs. However, this one does have it. So it's very convenient. If your hands are full, you can basically walk up to the trunk of the vehicle. You kind of see where your license plate should be on your trunk. And on the right-hand side of this, all you do is you put your foot in, pull it out, and then your trunk will close down automatically for you. Once this is closed, because all doors are keyless, you can walk up, put your hand on it, lock it, and then jump inside. Okay guys, now taking a closer step onto the inside of a 24 Limited RAV. Now this one is spec'd out in black. You can also option this in a few different color options as an interior color. And if you have one of those, let me know why and which color you guys chose over the standard black. Now, for myself, I can tell right by looking at the inside of this vehicle that this is a Limited, and I can tell you a couple small things to kind of distinguish this versus any other RAV that we have in our lineup that is a gas model. Number one is going to be this dark brown cutout around your cup holders, wireless charger, and your storage compartments on the passenger, and then I have a small one on the driver's side as well. It's only offered on a Limited RAV. Not really too sure why. The other RAV, we offer a different trim, I guess you could say, for these compartments would be a Trail edition, and that comes as an orange trim, which is just a small little thing to note if you didn't know that. So that's the only thing offered for the Limited. And then the other big obvious one for me is going to be this massive screen, which is only offered on a Limited. So it's a 12.3 touch display with wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and Sirius XM, and it's very, very responsive. They updated screens in the RAV back in 23. So if you received a 23, you would have gotten the new screens with the new backup camera and the new tech that the new screens offer basically on most of our vehicles, which is a nice addition to see because the screens definitely needed a redesign and a refresh. Now, the other big one for me is going to be my MID display in front of the driver, which is going to be fully digital, and it is no more needles. So I like the look of this. I've touched on this before in different videos I have done, talking about getting away from the old school needle look. I think the one screen, all digital, makes the car look a little bit more, refreshed and also very, very new into the current day of technology. Now, a couple cool things standard on this vehicle that you do not get out of any other RAVs. You're getting cooled seats, which is also standard on this package, as well as heated seats, a full heated steering wheel, auto lights, auto wipers, auto rear wiper. You'll be getting heated rear seats, which is the only RAV that offers that feature as well. Now, a couple things looking at just convenience features wise in this vehicle. I won't just touch upon what's exclusive to a Limited RAV. I'll just talk about the other features you will be getting in this vehicle. So I'm going to start with an 8-way power driver seat and a passenger seat, which is nice to have. Now the driver seat will have 2 memory options as well, which are right here. So you can have 2 drivers set up. If I was driving versus say my girlfriend driving the vehicle, I'm going to come in at being much taller than she is. So obviously I would have my seat one way, she could have her seat the other way. So it's definitely nice convenience wise that instead of readjusting and kind of delaying your trip to kind of get going, it will obviously adjust the seat where I put it from the first place, which I love. Now, another cool feature that a lot of people don't know a whole lot about is going to be up here. Now, it's just obviously at first glance, this is just looking into your rear window and it's just your rear camera. Now, The rear camera actually happens when you flip this towards you, and this actually shows a stagnant mounted camera on the rear glass of the trunk. Now what this does is I can move this around, I can show around, and it doesn't change anything. And what that's gonna do is basically if you have any tall people in the rear, any boxes in the trunk that you can't see out of, or maybe it's just really foggy on the rear glass and you can't get it to kind of go away, you could use this option. And it is very, very clear. So clear that if you're driving and you can see through this, you can actually read license plates of cars behind you. So I think it's one of those kind of cool features. You can get this added on to any other RAV that you wanted to, but on a limited, it actually comes standard. So if it's something you're kind of looking for on a limited, you don't have to pay anything extra. And I think it's around the $600 mark, somewhere like that. You guys can correct me in the comments if I'm off a little bit there, but that's typically what one of these will run you, adding it on to any other RAV4. So I think kind of having that standard feature kind of gives obviously use to the vehicle, as well as having 3 garage doors. You can also pair this up with as well, just in case you have, you're parking underground, or you do have say a 3-car garage or a 2-car garage. You can always add this on to get into your house very, very simply. Now, those are all the cool things on the front of the vehicle. I'm going to take a step onto the back, see how comfortable that is, and see how that works out for you. All right, now jumping into the rear of a RAV4. So again, I left my seat where I was, and I'm very, very comfortable. I've done a Rogue versus a RAV4 comparison video, and obviously I still sit very, very comfortably in this one. Now, looking onto the rear of this RAV, the limited name and the trim level of that is really featured for convenience features on the outside, and obviously some features on the front of the vehicle. In the rear, there's only one feature that you basically get that's different, and it's on the side here, and those are gonna be your heated rear seats. You push this in, turns orange. That means that this full seat is going to be heated, as well as your other passenger sitting to the next. I actually think it's a pretty cool feature to have. I know that a lot of manufacturers are going that route because a vehicle like this is typically going to be, a family car. You're going to put your kids in the back of it, and you're going to have other passengers. That's why you buy a vehicle that has space. So I think that come the winter times, because having leather, obviously the one downside to leather is that it gets super hot in the summertime, super cold in the winter time. So it's nice to kind of have all the seats be nice and toasty, just in case it is a chilly, December day. But other than that, there's really nothing else to point out that's different. You have your regular cup holders that fold down here. I'm sitting on the 40 side of the seat. This is the 60 side, so you can fold this all the way down, which I can do now for you. This just folds down to obviously put anything from the trunk into the rear of the RAV. And even with this down, I'm still fine to sit back here. I'm not necessarily crammed. Got a couple USB ports down there too, so I can charge up my phone or any devices that I have. So if you threw me in the back of a RAV, I'm more than happy to sit back here. They're pretty comfortable, and it'd be obviously a great choice for you and your family as your next car. All right, guys, let's talk some numbers for a 24 RAV4 Limited. Now, this is going to be powered by a 2.5 4-cylinder that's going to be making about 203 horsepower and about 184 pound-feet of torque. Now, all of that is going to be going through an 8-speed automatic gearbox, and this is all-wheel drive. So you'll be averaging about 8.4 liters per 100 on this vehicle, which actually isn't too bad looking at the size and the size of the tires on this vehicle. Now, talking price on a RAV4, MSRP for 2024 is currently coming in at $44,750. You still have to add, obviously, your freight and PDI, subtotal of taxes, your dealer charges, and your licensing fee. However, I do think the price tag on this vehicle with the features it offers is actually pretty comparative, and comparable to some other models currently on the market. You guys can let me know if you think this package is going to be worth the dollar. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. Again, my name is Aiden with Upper James Toyota. Thanks so much for checking out this video, and we'll check you guys out in the next one.